Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and as you've guessed by this, it's glue book or collage day again, and this month I thought I wanted to do something a little bit special, as more like a commemorative thing. Okay, this past weekend was our royal family, or Our Majesty the Queen's 70th Jubilee, her Platinum Jubilee, and I wanted to record that in some way, so I thought I'm going to do a collage around the event or herself, and also talk a bit about the royals and how I feel about them, and some memories to go with it anyway. So I prepped my page, I put my strip of washi up there. I've done this colour because it sort of mirrors one of the colours the Queen was wearing anyway. And I pulled out a whole load of scraps. I picked up one of those memorabilia magazines that comes out. Good grief, there's 70 years worth of difference, isn't there? And also, we didn't have a street party here. However, in my job, we had bunting all over the store, so I took one of the pieces of bunting, because believe it or not, yards and miles and meters of bunting were just being thrown out. I went, no, I want to keep a piece of it. The only downside is it's plastic, so I've actually put double-sided tape or double-sided carpet tape on the back, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to glue this down properly, and this is one of the first things that's going to go down and things will overlap it. So let's move all of those to one side and bring this in. Now, I'm just going to be using a regular glue stick for everything else. My glue book is over here, as you can see. I've got a couple of scrapers to smooth things down. And that's pretty much it, really. I think one of the first things I do need to do, though, is this has got a fabric strip down the side, so I just want to cut that fabric strip off. It doesn't interfere with the Union Jack. I did take a look, and as you can see, it's just where the design ended. So just slice up there with the scissors. Now, I don't know whether you're allowed to cut the flag or not anyway. Because when I first started this, I thought, oh, I'll tear it into pieces and have the Union Jack dotted around the page. And I thought, I don't really feel comfortable cutting up our national flag. And I'm not sure that you're allowed to be honest with you. So I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it as a whole, as it were, and unmaimed by me, should we say. So I think because it's such a big piece, it's pretty much going to go front and centre, and then everything else is going to go over it, or edges of it. I did have this piece that I found, which I really loved, so I just want to try and find out whereabouts I want this to go. Bear with me a second, I'm trying to get... The thing is, if it's dead centre, to put it about there, because I think this is one of those things that you can't really have it off to one side, or if you do have it offside, you put it really off to one side. No, I think I'm going to put it dead centre, so let's just come in here and peel this double-sided tape off. So I just want to focus on getting this on correctly, because once you put something with double-sided tape down, once it's down, it's down. And I'm not going to be able to realign it. Also, because I'm putting it so it's got paper all the way around it, anything that overlaps it will also hold it in place as well. Although I'm not really sure how glue stick is going to keep magazine page onto a plastic surface. But these collages are for me and for you to enjoy. They're not going to be travelling, they're not going anywhere. They are just what they are. So now I've got a feeling there's a right way up and a wrong way up for a Union Jack, but I'm going to just put it down and not worry about it. So, let's see, what about the Union Jack? Well, unfortunately, I was ill for most of it, so I was sleeping because I had a chest infection, so I didn't get to see a lot of the celebrations. I did see some of it, however, because I made a point of checking in and out occasionally just to make sure that I was watching a huge event that it was, to be honest with you. I remember when I was a kid here in Wales, the 25th or the Silver Jubilee, I remember we had a huge street party. Like, everyone in our street pulled their dining tables out into the street, pulled all their chairs out, all of the households cooked something. All the kids had free commemorative mugs and the chocolates, and the whole event was a huge thing. And there was one big marked difference I noticed this time. Like, in my street, I think there might have been one Union Jack in a window, and that was it. There was no street party, none of that. And it's exactly the same street. Granted, a fair few years on, but it's interesting how instead of getting out there and actually enjoying the event, people sat down and watched it on their TVs. Which seems to be the way of the world nowadays, or watch it on the internet. If I wasn't ill, what would I have done? I'm not sure that I would have done anything different to that either. Probably because it meant that I could do things as well as seeing the event. Like, I can have my iPad on in the background and still be working, which means I still catch the historic event. But it does sadden me slightly that it never really had the focus anymore. Now, deep down in heart of hearts, let's have a quick look at these one chatting. Deep down heart of hearts, I like the royal family. I do really like the royal family. I like the Queen herself. It was always one of my ambitions. I wanted to meet the Queen, maybe at a garden party or just, I don't know. It was a weird one, and I think I've said this in previous videos actually. I really would love to have met the Queen, sat down. Oh, I want to put it on. That's something she actually sent as a message to the nation. I'll read it out to you later. I really would love to have sat down with the Queen with a cup of tea and just had a heart-to-heart. If the Queen can have a heart-to-heart. I mean, there are so many protocols out there. It's like, what can Her Majesty actually say? Right, I'm not sure. This is why I chose that blue. It's the closest I had. I really love that image of her, that portrait. I don't know who it was by, but it's a beautiful image of her, and I love that. Actually, I think she's going to go right up there. So, what was I saying? So yes, I admire her. I respect her. I'm lucky enough to have grown up in a country with royalty, so I've known nothing other than that, to be honest with you, because I'm part of the United Kingdom here in Wales, and the Queen, Prince of Wales, they're characters who have been there through all of my life, and I enjoy that. Now, I must admit that the royal family is without a doubt an industry. It always is, it always has been, it's always going to be. I wonder whether I'll put you down there to balance that. So just playing around. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, whether I don't think it would have actually been better to have the Queen in power than actually have the Parliament that we have currently, because I think she's far more capable of making decisions than some of the hangers-on out there. But never mind, that's just my personal opinion, as is all of this video, by the way. I do think I want to put those on there, because seeing the Queen on the balcony is a very traditional thing to see, and that's what I would call the immediate royal family. How do I feel about some of the royal family? That's a very good question. I don't think you're going to go on there. You're not going to work in that colour for me. I will put this out there and say this, and I apologise if I offend, but I was highly shocked that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry showed up. I was hugely gobsmacked at that one. I was like, are you for real? You've spent your time insulting the royal family, accusing them of some horrible things, and then you turn up and you expect to be part of the whole ceremony. No, they're a couple of numpties. If you choose to slang the industry, which is royal family, down, and you step down to royal duties and stuff like that, then you've chosen to no longer be part of the royal family. And if you think that after the accusations they made in the Oprah Winfrey interview, if you think you are then going to be allowed to just wander back into the Queen's life and nothing is going to be said, you're living in a fantasy world. Right, before I do anything, I want to put Her Majesty down first, because I want to make sure that she is where she needs to be. Now, I'm slightly worried that that bother me. Maybe we'll put that on the back burner for a second. But Her Majesty definitely needs to come in here. And I don't mind things overlapping things. I wish I'd have torn that out a little better, but that doesn't mean there isn't going to be something up the side anyway. I think by there's where you're going to go, Mum. So yes, I think the whole Meghan Markle and Prince Harry thing, they've played a very, very dodgy game, the two of those, especially when she is not royal. She is not of royal blood. Some would say Harry isn't either, and I'm not going to go down that line of speculation or intrigue or whatever, but there are those who feel that he isn't of royal descent anyway. And I'm going to keep my opinion shut on that one. However, it's just a case of that they're playing a dodgy game. They're trying to make it in Hollywood, as we call it, and they're trying to make it out there by using their birth or their fame or whatever you wish to call it. I don't know. You get what I mean. I'm sure you do. They're trying to use their status. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Status? I wonder whether I can fussy cut around that. Ooh. Let's risk it, shall we? Right. Sorry, Queenie, if I have a bit of a moment with the scissors. So they're trying to use that to basically glean them a livelihood. I don't know that it's going to work for them. Sorry, I think I need a smaller pair of scissors for this bit. I don't know that it's going to work for them. I think I'm just going to literally go around the edge of this. If I try and cut all of those jewels out, first of all, you'll all fall asleep waiting for me to finish this. And secondly, I'm likely to lose them all when I start gluing. So, I don't know, at the end of the day, when you retire or step down from the royal family, what do you actually have? I mean, I don't know. I mean, what is Harry? Harry, at the end of the day, is a man with a military career, good contacts. The only thing that I believe was completely 100% his inspiration and his instigation was the Invictus Games, and good on him. He did an absolutely incredible job inspiring that and the legacy it is now giving, well, the world. So that's, actually I like the way I've cut that out, that's fine. I think I need to cut the bottom off though, because that's a little bit shoddy. So yes, so he's done some very good stuff then, but other than that, what is he? He's not even an ambassador for our country anymore. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to focus on that alone. So yeah, so that was a bit of a, I thought that was a bit of a dark cloud, to be honest, that was hanging over the event. And I don't think they should have been there. I really don't think they should have been there. And I think I'm not alone in my views on that one. I think if you walk away and do an international interview slandering those who supposedly love you and are supposedly your family, you can't really walk back from that. I think there are some bridges that maybe can't be repaired. So anyway, so the rest of the family was there. All of the heirs to the throne. And I do feel the children behaved well. I mean, I'm going to get this wrong, aren't I? I think that's... Oh, wait, it's written down here. George, Louis, and Charlotte. This little character, however, he always a scene stealer, and I don't think it's an intentional scene stealer. That just happens to be his nature. He's very animated, so... But bless him for that. So we've got the basis down there. I've got wording to go on here. I've got some of the Queen's message to go on here as well. I picked up a couple of little things from magazine. This was actually the menu that they were eating at the Thanksgiving supper, I believe it was. But whether that goes on there or not, I don't know. I don't know how relevant it is, but I thought I'd get it. And this was the invitation that went out, or a picture of it anyway, because obviously I didn't receive one. Goodness knows. I don't think the Queen knows even who I am. I'm just one of her minions. Okay, Her Majesty's Jubilee message. Thank you to everyone who has been involved in convening communities, families, neighbours and friends to mark my Platinum Jubilee in the United Kingdom and across the Commonwealth. I know that many happy memories will be created at these festive occasions. I continue to be inspired by the goodwill shown to me and hope that the coming days will provide an opportunity to reflect on all that has been achieved during the last 70 years as we look to the future with confidence and enthusiasm. Elizabeth Rex, or Elizabeth Royal. I can't remember what that is actually. Sorry about, I did the phrasing wrong there, but as I said, I've been off with a chest infection, and believe me, breathing is a bit important at the moment. So I'm wondering where I wish to put that. I don't want it as an afterthought. I do quite like that there. And I think that's where it's eventually going to be, but there may be something behind that. Right, we've got enough. I think we've got enough images of the Queen on this page. So let's eliminate some of those. Now, I do think it's quite important that these folks, who the hell am I talking about? That these royal members who, I mean, we are literally talking about the future King of England, or, well, future King of England, future King of England. I don't know whether... I don't know whether if he becomes king, whether she becomes queen. I don't think she does. But I've got a feeling that if he becomes king, Kate becomes queen. I don't know, I'm a bit lost in the muddle there. But these are definitely the face of a future modern British royalty, and then this is what follows. So I think I want to put something in there just to tie that in and then place it down. There's something there, so let's find a few things. I did find this, and this is Queen's coronation, June 2nd, 1953, which is the original coronation. I don't like the way that sits in there. Right, let's just move on from that one. I've got these little bits of memorabilia everywhere, and I really do think I want them on there. But it's all down to judging what layers need to be what layers, doesn't it? Isn't it? Sorry, not doesn't it? That's a nice little bit of drama down there. That must have been... Oh, that's got June the 2nd, 53 on it as well. Okay, let's put that one down. That must have been a tin of sweets or a tin of chocolates from 1953. Because I do know that they commemorated it in lots of different ways. Let's pop that right down on the edge there. Let's give it a bit of a scrape to make sure there's no glue stuck on the top of it. Right, so that means that that can go there. I need to find something to go in there. So on the whole, I am proud to be British. So I'm thinking that's why I'm struggling talking here. I'm proud to be British. I'm prouder yet to be Welsh. Let's see if I can just snip this down a bit. There's something here and I can't quite work out what it is. I'm proud to be British. I'm proud to be Welsh. I do like the royal family. They do a lot for this country, and so they should. I mean, it's good grief, it's their country. But I'm in no doubt that it is an industry. It does have to be managed. And managed it is, believe me, no, that it's you can't have an organisation that big without some serious planning and everything. I do love the Queen. As I said, one of my things in life was I always wanted to meet the Queen. I truly did want to meet her, but now that she's stepped back considerably from doing stuff, I doubt whether that wish is ever going to happen. And I don't think I would ever get to talk to the Queen in the way I'd like to talk to her anyway. I'd like to basically have a cup of tea, sit down, have a chat, no cameras near us. I'd sign a non-disclosure, whatever they wanted, just to have a heart-to-heart with a woman who's ruled the nation. It would just be, it would be lovely. So, I don't know. I'd answer any questions the Queen wanted. Absolutely. Well, who wouldn't? I mean, maybe there's things about my life that she would find fascinating. I mean, we've certainly come from very, very different worlds, albeit the same world, but I have never known the protocols or restrictions. And believe me, when you are a royal or someone of that standing, free will is pretty much out the window. You play the game, and you play the game to the rules that they set. It's the way it is, people. You don't get to choose. The bonus you get is your standing in the society. Just, there's so much more to it. Let's just put it that way. Right, I did want to put that in there. I quite like that there, actually, just taking that edge off there. And then I've got words to go on here, and I think this is probably done. This has been a really quick one. I don't actually know, because none of my friends in America haven't really been doing much social media or anything lately, to be honest, because I've been basically trying to catch up from being ill. However, I know that a lot of my American friends absolutely love the royal family, and I know that the Americans in general love the royal family, and that's a blanket statement and not meant to offend anyone in any way, shape or form. I think it's part because of the amount of history we have. Is that stuck down? That's not right. Let's put a little dot of art glitter glue under there. I didn't want to destroy an earring when I was gluing, and I don't think I put enough glue under it. There you go. But the royal family, it's an institution. It's a way of life. It's part of my life. I mean, it's always been there. The Queen's head is on coinage. It's on our money. It's on our postage stamps normally. I've grown up with this silhouette. I've grown up with this face. I mean, she came into power, did I say it was 53? 1953. I wasn't born till 7 years after she came into power. So I have never known a time when there hasn't been a Queen. And believe me, this Queen, if you think some of your leaders have gone through things, think what happened since 1953 through all that we've been through. Oh my word. A lot's gone on, people. Right, let's have a look what I'm doing at the top here. Now, I did have this, which I was very happy to find, because I needed a title for the page. Well, if that wasn't meant to be, it fits so perfectly. Right, no procrastination. That's going on there before I stick something else on there. Let's cross my fingers I don't rip this. So, it's funny because they did bring up something that made me smile, and that was, oh, don't do that, Griffiths, you'll make a mess of that. A bit of a crease in it. They were saying there's only one celebrity that's broken protocol with the Queen, because the Queen has a no-touch rule. No one is supposed to touch the Queen without the Queen's permission, obviously. And the only, and she was named as a celebrity, and I don't agree that was actually the right word to use. And it was Michelle Obama, was the only one who ever broke protocol and actually hugged the Queen. And I think that's lovely. And obviously the Queen didn't object, or she would have had her head chopped off or something, I don't know. Right, I'm thinking this would be nice along there. Decades of our monarch. Well, that was all supposed to be one, wasn't it? That's why that makes sense. I don't think it needs that. I think I'm at the point where I'm almost done. I think there's little areas I just want to touch things up to. I don't mind the congratulations, Your Majesty. And that corner there needs something. And I think it's going to be that. Let's just commit to that, shall we? Let's pop that down by there and have done with that. So there you go. So I was thinking, I don't know where I was for the Golden Jubilee, because obviously it was in my lifetime. If I saw the silver one, I was part of, I want to say the Golden Jubilee was 2003. And if I'm correct, 2003, if that was the year, which I'm almost certain it was the year, I was still working as a performer. It was my last year performing because I was 43 years old, and I decided to retire that year because I was dancing with performers who were like 20 years my junior. I was getting more and more injured in the shows. Well, who wouldn't be? Well, I was 43 years old, still doing shows twice a night, doing can-cans and everything like that. I mean, seriously, I don't know how I kept going, to be honest, but that would have been the year. So that was possibly, I was part of a team that did a cruise all the way from Hawaii down to Japan, and it was a World War II reunion cruise. And what happened was the whole cruise ship was full of veterans and their families, and we left. Did we leave Los Angeles? I think we cruised out of Los Angeles, actually, went via Hawaii, and then we visited all the World War II battle sites and places of notoriety due to the war. All the way down, we did Hiroshima, I went to Ground Zero, all of those sort of places. Ending up in Japan, and then I flew home from Tokyo. And was that my last cruise? That might have been my very last. Actually, I don't know whether it was my last cruise. I think that was in that year, but the beginning of the year. And I did one more cruise at the end of the year because I got home in October 2003, which was just a couple of months before my 44th birthday, and that was when I retired. So I think that's why I wasn't around for the golden one. But never mind. So Another person I want to put in here is her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh. A lot of people have commented how the Queen looked really aged over the celebrations, and not only is the woman mid-90s, maybe, I think she's 96 at the moment, which is good on you, Mum. But within the last 12 months, I believe it is, she lost her husband, the love of her life. And that's got to have taken it away from you to have had a husband that long and to have lost them. And publicly lost them, and had to deal with it during the virus. Do you know what I mean? She's been through all of that. God bless her. So I think I want to say that's done. There was no prerequisite. I like what this will invoke memories. It is all about Her Majesty the Queen. It is the 70th or the Platinum Jubilee. I think that page says it. This will now remind me of the events we've just been through. And I'm proud of her. As I said, I'd love to have met her. But you never know what fate may come. But good on her. So I know it's a bit of a random collage I've just done, guys. And I know it was probably even more random, the things I was saying. It was just, I don't know. I just wanted to commemorate that for myself, which is why I did it. So hopefully you enjoyed that. That's another page within my glue book, which I'm going to be looking back upon and going, you know, that's done. So I think it leaves me until the next time to just say goodbye to you. So this is the end. So I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's Ceri the Crafter, saying goodbye for now. And I think it's goodbye from me and goodbye from this lovely lady. Until next time, ta-ra now.